As a partner in education with the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts program, Liberty Public Schools is integrating the arts into classroom curriculum. As a result, students are improving their critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity skills. Teachers are combining art with the Missouri Core and Art Standards, which is helping students succeed academically. By transforming lessons from a static to dynamic experience, students have begun to see themselves as creators, designers, and artists.
Arts integration is an instructional approach that strengthens curricular connection, it increases student engagement, and enhances student learning. Melissa and I are teaching the foundational skills in art and music classes. When we collaborate with our classroom teachers to create natural, meaningful connections between art forms and other curricular areas, the students are more engaged and more likely to remember the material.
One thing that I love about EPiC is what it means. Every person inspired to create. It was actually, creativity is in the DNA of the school. From the very beginning, the 3 pillars: empower creativity, equip students, and engage communities. It's all about head, heart, hands. What do we know? What do we believe? And then what are we going to go to do and impact the world? Whether it's through our creative arts, through it's a problem that we want to solve, through it's using our gifts and talents to impact communities. It's a whole institution, it's a whole team that believe that, and we try to put that forth.
We can take our curriculum and our base learning projects and really take those even farther out of the classroom, because they really are reaching all of our kids with all of the different needs, and we've seen so many expressive ideas. And the kids just come to life, and we have people that come into our classroom, and we've been able to do performances and go different places and see different things through this arts integration program.
We created puppet documentaries, which had to do with weathering and erosion. And so students created puppets, and we used a green screen in iMovie. Students were able to demonstrate what they knew about weathering and erosion, but they also had to solve a problem. So we looked around EPiC, and we found different examples of erosion issues, and then they designed and prototyped different solutions, and then they created a puppet documentary to showcase that. We actually found an issue with weathering and erosion in our 3rd grade garden. So students were able to create a puppet documentary, and then we sent it off for a grant that our district has. And we won that grant, which was very exciting, and now we'll be able to actually take our prototypes and actually solve the erosion issue that's going on in the garden.
Revolution, revolution, the road to the American Revolution.
I have to tell you, I was skeptical at first when I heard that we were going to do all of this with the American Revolution, and we're going to perform the American Revolution.
The inception of it was several years ago when it was the first year when we were starting to think about what do we want to do with arts integration and what does that look like. We're a project-based learning school, so I was working with the 2 4th grade teachers, and we were playing with the ideas of simulations, and then there was a moment, like that perfect moment, when we thought, well, what if our culminating project, if our public product highlighted the performing arts? All of us were passionate about giving kids the experience to learn improv, to learn pantomime, to learn readers theater. We wanted the kids to have those experiences, and then how could they use those experiences to communicate what they had learned?
The British colonies looked to the West Appalachian Mountains for more space. These lands had traditionally belonged to the Native American groups.
It was all about understanding the different perspectives of those involved. And so that's kind of why we wanted to humanize the American Revolution, truly, and think, well, what was it like when you were a French soldier? What was it like if you were a British soldier? What if you like when you were a Native American and everybody came over and took over all your stuff? And so it was really, really an opportunity for us to take learning to a whole different place.
We did a lot of fine arts integration with this project, and students learned from our high school mentors in competitive theater and debate, and then they wrote scripts. So for example, with debate, they put King George on trial for the intolerable acts, they danced to colonial dances, and then they wrote readers theater scripts of the different stories of the Revolution and Winter at Valley Forge.
The kids had so much to say about their performance. We got all dramatic about Paul Revere, and they were like, well, why aren't we holding up a light? Or let's hold up a moon. And so then the creativity sort of took over, like, how could we take this to the next level? What could we do? They get to choose what they're involved in, so they get kind of a choice to be a part of it.
I understand the need for money, but we have never been taxed on these things before, and it's not fair to start now. We can't afford it.
I was one of the colonists in King George's trial, and then everyone in our whole entire class got to sing like 2 songs, one towards the beginning and one towards the end. Well, I liked how we get like different parts and we all get different ones. It's never just the same, and I liked performing.
It was just fabulous. They acted out all the really significant parts of the American Revolution. But it was through Dana and Melissa and all of the projects that they had the kids do. They had everything put together so beautifully that complemented all the curriculum that we were doing in the classroom. So everything just came together so beautifully, and they learned so much about it too, and they were actually taking the role of certain characters through the American Revolution. So it really came alive for them, as opposed to, here's the textbook, pull this out, and there was no relevancy to them. They actually got to be these characters and step into the roles.
I'll probably remember history a little bit better, and I'll probably remember being with friends and stuff and being on the stage.
It's so creative, and so it's so exciting to have the integration of all of these different processes together and see the kids just come alive. It's so exciting.
What I love is that we have no ceiling on what the kids can do either. We really believe that kids can do anything. We throw things at them all the time. We say, what do you think about this? We kind of take the ceiling off, let them play around, and then we become designers for them to help them kind of to dig deeper into their learning or to model something into the world, you know, so that they can have that experience working with experts. I used to teach high school video and graphic design, and when I came to EPiC, I thought, what I was doing with high schoolers, I'm now doing with elementary kids, because they can do it. They always surprise me, and I love it.